I'll start with the story. This past weekend, I did a weekend trip to the Redwoods, Jedediah Smith Redwood Park. I stayed in Crescent City the first night, and then I went up to Brookings, Oregon the second night and came back. It was a nice trip. So I got this really cool hotel on the beach at Crescent City, and I even got a nice little balcony, and I'm looking out over the ocean. I could get a glass of wine, and I'm just like, life is good. I'm like, it was a really nice evening, and until I'm on my little laptop, and I noticed that the internet's not working. So so I immediately try to fix it and call the front desk and do all this stuff. And anyway, becomes fairly evident in a hurry that the internet's just not going to work. I know enough about the internet to know when it's just not going to work. So I'm kind of pissed because apparently I had some expectations for my evening. I was going to, get online and, maybe send some flirty messages to someone on a dating site. And I was going to watch a movie after it got dark. And so now my plans, it's like, damn, I don't have the internet. So I finally just had to accept that it wasn't going to be there and let go of the picture. It's just like, it's not going to happen. And then, and I kind of got a good laugh at myself. Like, here I am, like overlooking the ocean. It's a beautiful night. Got my glass of wine. All's well. And I'm pissed because the internet doesn't work. So I kind of laughed at myself, but it was a thing because I had these plans that I was going to do. So I had to let go of the plans and then just literally ask myself, so what is here? What abundance is coming to me is presenting itself to me right now? And it was easy for me. It's easy to see that when you're on the beach. It's more challenging perhaps when you're in other situations. So this became a theme of my trip because, it was one of those weekends that the sun would come out and then it would rain, and then I'd be in this place and I'd be in the next place. And the different accommodations had different strengths and weaknesses. And I just got to this, it was only for the weekend, but I got this practice of like, okay, so what abundance is here? What is here? What's not here? And like, let that go. And what is here? And so how can I enjoy what is here? And that became kind of my fun little practice for the weekend. And again, probably an easier practice when you're at the beach. However, it's one that I'm continuing as I come back home in my day-to-day life, because usually we live in America, right? There's usually some abundance of some sort that's trying to come to us. It may not be what we pictured, but it's usually there. So I found it to be kind of a two-step process, and I kind of already outlined it in my trip. But the first step is really about accepting that the thing you wanted to be there or were expecting to be there is not, at least the way you thought it would be, which happens quite a bit in life. Things come to us differently than we think. And so that's the first step in just really accepting that. And then if there's feelings about it, like disappointment or anger or sadness or whatever it is like allowing yourself to feel that, for a bit, then, feel it for a little while, and then it's like, okay, now it's gone. So then the second step, okay, is just doing what I did on the beach, is asking yourself, okay, so what is here? What is presenting itself to? What opportunities, what abundance, what beauty is here? And for this, I've found it that I actually often have to look around, like literally look around, because the thing that happens is if you're expecting one thing, you don't see the other things that are there. We're target locked on the thing I wanted to be there. Okay, so that's all we see. So you have to like let go of that, shake that out, and then literally look around the room or the environment that you're in and literally ask yourself, like, what is here? What abundance is here? What beauty? What is interesting? And it may not be something we're used to. So this is a great opportunity to experience new things. And this is often when we get out of ruts. The thing that I was looking, perhaps it was the internet for me, the thing that we were looking for may even be like a pattern or a rut that we're in. Now that's gone. So now I can look around. Well, what is here? And then accept what is here. And explore what is here. And interact what is here. And say, hey, how's it going? To who is here? And exploring the thing that is here and saying, how does this work? And checking out, trying new things. And often that's how we stumble upon some really cool things. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So of course, in order to do this, we have to let go of the picture and we have to look around. Another way that this often can present itself, another application of this, I guess you could say, is looking beyond old patterns. And I've used this metaphor in sessions. I may have shared it in a blog. I can't remember right now, but the idea is if I have an old pattern, so say I have a relationship pattern, and say I go to this hypothetical party, okay, with every type of person that I could say, for me, a romantic relationship would be a woman. It's like every type of romantic relationship would be there. Or if I'm looking for new friends, every type of friend would be there. And then, so usually the first thing we see is the type of relationship or person that we have a pattern with. So you look around this party that every type of person is there, and it's like, okay, there she is. That's the person that I would typically go for. And I won't get into what that is. I have it. I'm sure you have it too. But I'm not going to get into the content because the content's not important. It would be this qualities, these qualities. It might have some different types of my codependency or the rescuing or whatever it might be. But we're not going to get into that. What we are going to get into is like, okay, there she is, or there they are. There's 3 different versions of it that have slightly differences. There are my patterns. Then it's just like in the other skill, when the thing you weren't expecting was there. Even though they're there, it's saying, okay, I know they're there. I can come back to them, but who else is here? And then it's literally like looking around the room. It's like, who else is here? Oh, there she is. She seems kind of cool. I've never really gone out with anyone like her before. But she's kind of interesting. She's very pretty. So maybe I'll go talk to her, knowing I can always go back and talk to the people that I'm used to talking to. So that's another way. In both ways, they literally, it's like letting go of the thing you expected to be there or letting go of the old pattern, even just for a moment. And just saying, I can go back to it. And it's literally looking around and saying, okay, who else is here? What else is here? What other experiences are here? What abundance is here? What beauty is here? And let's go explore it. So let's get out, which often requires getting out of our comfort zones and going over and saying hi to a different type of person, or going over and figuring out how something works that we haven't really done before. That getting out of our comfort zone, it's maybe some emotional labor. It's like maybe it takes some energy to cross over our resistance to these things, but it may be well worth it if we're willing to extend that effort. And so that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an awesome week. If it's anything in Ashland this weekend, it's like the first warm weekend of summer weekend. It feels like the first weekend of summer here. So enjoy that if that's happening. And I hope you have an awesome weekend. And maybe try some of this stuff. Is like if you're disappointed and something you were expecting doesn't happen, maybe look around and see what else is there. See what abundance is there. And then go explore and have fun with that. And I will see you in a week.